All right, race fans, welcome to TurnLeftTV. Be ready for some high-speed action tonight. Step on the gas. All right, race fans, welcome. It's Cali, baby. This is TurnLeftTV, and I'm your host, Heath Johnson. We've got a good one for you tonight here in the IndyCar Series. High Octane Racing League IndyCar Series visits Apple Valley. That's California, or Auto Club Speedway, for 100 laps. It's race number 7. This track's a little bumpy, but there's a lot of room to race here. Big 2-miler and a lot of fun here in the IndyCar Series. And it's all live right here on TurnLeftTV. Well, a little IndyCar action headed your way here on TurnLeftTV, Apple Valley Speedway, and this should be a good one. Hang on, boys and girls. All right, hey, thank you so much for coming in to TurnLeftTV and joining me tonight on the broadcast. A little bit of a delay here tonight because of the time change differences that we experience throughout the world. Explain that a little bit more. We have delayed a half an hour because Europe has actually already set their clocks back. They did so last week. And I'm assuming Asia as well. We got a lot of Russian drivers with us as well. But and of course we're going to be here in the United States setting our clocks back tomorrow, or technically tonight, but early tomorrow morning. So there's a little bit of confusion here. So we didn't have quite the drivers that we know would normally show up because of the potential confusion. But nonetheless, we tried to compromise there. We delayed a little bit on the stream. So thank you so much for being patient. But nonetheless, we got it going on now. Speaking of Euros, Tony Jansen in here. About that, huh? Good to see Tony Jansen in the chat session already. He needs to be out here on the track. Well, this is Apple Valley Speedway, located in Fontana, California. That's the in-game version of California Speedway, or Auto Club Speedway, which is going away, by the way. They're going to build a short track there. 100 laps here tonight. It's race number 7, 2-miler. And the banking is sort of in between. It's, fairly low banking in this track. I'm your host, Heath Johnson, the broadcaster, the commentator. Should be a lot of fun here tonight, so thanks so much for joining us. We'll be going over to the qualification session here in about 3 minutes. We'll take a look at the track here at California, or Apple Valley. Located in Fontana, California. 2-miler. Banking in the turns at 14 degrees. Down the front stretch at 11 degrees. And the back stretch pretty flat there at 3 degrees of banking. So not a lot of banking at this track, but a lot of room to race. We'll take a look at the season standings coming into tonight's race. I believe. See Ricardo Almeida there in a comfortable lead, man. He has won, what is it, 5 of 6 races? This guy is laying the smackdown on these guys, man. Dennis Vandeven sits in the 2nd position. Stephen Miller 3rd. Paul Holtz 4th. Jack G sits in the 5th position. Nikolai Bezrikov is 6th. Nikolai Gerasimov 7th. Alexander Meshkov 8th. Tony Reiner 9th. And Colin Matiak in 10th. Coming into tonight's race. Hey, thank you so much for joining me here on the YouTube channel, to watch some IndyCar Series racing tonight. Thank you so much. Peace to everybody. Hope everybody's changing those clocks back. I am a proponent of just ending that altogether. I don't like moving the clocks forward. Don't like pulling them back here. Just keep the time the same, for Pete's sakes. All across the world. That way we don't have to deal with the confusion. I know my friends that race from Brazil. You know, there are times in the year when the United States is just an hour behind Sao Paulo, and then other times, I think it's a short period of time, where it's 2 hours, and then we go to 3 hours. It's wacky. So let's just keep it the same, man. I mean, come on. Come on! All right, hey, thanks so much for coming in. Please hit the thumbs up button. Let me know you were here, and maybe you can type your angst in the chat session as well. But, hey, thank you for coming in, and if you haven't hit that subscribe button, I encourage you to do so. Share my videos with all your friends on any social media platform where you can share YouTube videos. I encourage you to share these videos. So I'm honored that you would come in to watch the race, and good to see Tawny Jansen in here. That's a big-time star right there. So thanks for coming in, Tawny. Take a look and see if the side-by-side's working. Looks like it's working pretty well. That's good news. So these guys are going over to the qualification session. We'll take a look at the session results here in practice, I believe. Well, we might. Oh, I don't think practice is quite over. Oh, I know why. Because we actually rolled it over. Man. So we are in the qualification session right now. I want to remind you, coming up later this evening, I'm going to be in the car driving. Oh, gosh. Not sure I'm going to be filming that. Race number 10 of the 2020 fall season. Final race of the season in the Saturday Night Thunder stock car season. On Saturday nights, Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Very fun track. 110 laps here tonight on October the 31st. The last day of October. We're going to swap some paint in the stock cars on the Saturday Night Thunder. If you're interested in racing the stock cars, you can look us up on Discord there, and you're more than welcome to come out. All the information you need will be on our Discord channel. Jair Oliveira here joining us in the chat as well. He should be out there qualifying right now. I see his car. There he is. There he is. He was chatting just before he got in the car. Look at that. Dennis Vandeven joining us as well on the circuit. So he's got to keep his position in the points. Coming up next week, we start a new season in the High Octane Racing League Bushwhacker Series. It's going to be a night race from Atlanta. Hot Atlanta, baby. 100 laps starting on November the 6th, the first race of the season, the 2020 winter season. We got a great schedule headed your way. A lot of different tracks there put on the schedule. I think we got 3 different ones that we typically don't race, so we're going to throw them out there to the masses. So excited about that. That's coming up November the 6th. The racing starts at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, and I'll be broadcasting that live right here on TurnLeftTV. Take a look at the qualifications going on. Jair Oliveira, first one out there on the track. If you're interested in some comics, please visit ziacomics.com, your nerd headquarters. Action figures, games, comics, you name it, these guys got it. That's your nerd headquarters, ziacomics.com. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. Nikolai Bezrikov right now the top time, 32.164. And from the chatter I heard earlier today, that's a pretty good time, so might even see some 31s before it's over with. Gerasimov up there as well, Nikolai Gerasimov. 32.147. Jack G jumping up the grid here, so JJ getting that second lap in, so 32.109 is the time to beat right now. We'll take a look at the schedule. Auto Club Speedway here tonight. That's Apple Valley. We got about 6 names for this track. Pocono Raceway coming up next week. Watkins Glen, the only road course on the schedule on the 14th November. And then Indy, 250-miler on November the 21st to finish out the season. Rotunian is the top time, 31.991. Georgie. He said, call me Georgie A if you can't pronounce it. I said, I might be able to do it. They look at Dennis Vandeven, his qualification attempt. .934. I told you we'd probably see the 31s before it was over with. 31.934 is the time to beat. Georgie Arutunian. The top time so far. Dennis Vandeven coming around here for his first time lap, 33.494. Oh, makes some contact with the wall. They're coming around the turn, and that's going to end his qualification effort. Take a look at Stephen Miller, man. I tell you what, this guy shows up early, gets a lot of laps in. Out here making his qualification attempt. 32.097 is his time so far. Stephen Miller there with a 31.760, the new top time. And a couple more guys here on the track, and don't forget about Ricardo Almeida. Now shown second with a going to beat that 31.760, so he's 15 hundredths behind. Now he's got that top time, 31.673, so a little back and forth there between Stephen Miller and Ricardo Almeida, and both those guys were in here early practicing too, so Almeida their top time, 31.589. My heavens, man. So, looks like Ricardo Almeida will be that pole setter here tonight. Stephen Miller going to start in P2, outside pole. Georgi Arutyunian is going to start out in P3. Vladislav Zinkov going to start in 4th. Nikolai Gerasimov 5th. Alexander Meshkov starts in the 6th position. Nikolai Bezrikov 7th. Jack G starts in the 8th position. Danilo Coelho starts in 9th. Alexei Salviev 10th. Jair Leveda 11th, and Dennis Vandeven's going to start in the 12th position. Take a look at the session results here in quals. Ricardo Almeida there with that 31.589 top time. Stephen Miller 2nd. Georgi Arutyunian starts in the 3rd position. Vladislav Zinkov 4th. Nikolai Gerasimov rounds out the top 5. You see Meshkov, Bezrikov. Jack G is 8th. Danilo Coelho is 9th. And Alexei Salviev in 10th. All right, right now we are in the warm-up session there. Sorry about that. I had a little bit of a question that was posed to me, so thanks for being patient. So drivers will be pitting coming off of 4. They've been instructed to kind of get down into the lower groove, not below the white line, but in the lower groove there to before they get into 3. That way they're kind of out of the racing groove, and they're indicating they're going to be coming down pit lane, so drivers behind them will know. So pitting will be off of 4. So it takes some practice there to kind of get that down, but not that bad, really. But just the drivers know behind them that they're going to be slowing up so they don't run into the back of them. So it's always a good idea to kind of communicate with the other drivers your intent to come down pit lane. So that's one of the things that was talked about in the drivers' meeting that we'll sort of pay attention to. And then also exiting the pit, they have to come all the way around turns 1 and 2 and then enter the track when the track straightens back up. Looks like we got about 6 minutes left here in the warm-up session. All right, some great IndyCar action here headed your way. Again, this is Apple Valley Speedway. 100 laps here tonight. This is California. Kind of a low-banked 2-miler. A lot of room to race here, and pretty bumpy through the turns. Bumpier than a normal track there, but race number 7 in the 2020 IndyCar Series headed your way here in just a few moments. So we got 12 drivers here joining us. Good to see everybody in here tonight. Good opportunity here for some side-by-side racing. Now, I would say that they got to be really pretty careful, especially when they get some older tires coming off the turns. The car will kind of shoot up there toward the wall, so need to be careful about that. And then have good pit stops here tonight. Find yourself a good rhythm here at this track. Take care of your tires, all the standard stuff here in racing that you got to do. need to be cognizant of. And don't forget, coming up next week, we will be at Atlanta Motor Speedway for a night race in the Bushwhacker Series. 100 laps. It's going to be a good one, man. November the 6th, starting off winter season. It's race number 1, and a very exciting season headed your way, man. We just finished up a great 10-race season last night, and what an incredible finish to that season. I mean, it's just a race after race, just absolute great racing. And congratulations to Lucasen for bringing home that championship there in the fall season in the Bushwhacker Series. So the 21 car, one of our young guns from Canada, took home the championship. So congratulations to him. And can he make it 2 in a row? Well, we start the festivities next week. Got a couple minutes left here in the warm-up session. So 12 drivers here joining us tonight. Again, taking one last look at those point standings coming into tonight's race. Ricardo Almeida has a pretty comfortable lead right now, winning 5 of the 6 races. Does anybody have an answer for him? Well, so far, I say no, not unless he gets caught up in a scrape. I mean, he's just got him clicking on all cylinders. Dennis Vanoven, second in points. Stephen Miller, third. Paul Holt, fourth. Jack G rounding out the top 5. You see Nikolai Bezrikov, Nikolai Gerasimov, 6th and 7th. Alexander Meshkov, 8th. And Tony Reiner, 9th. Colin Matiak, 10th. Take a look at Danilo Coelho. Right now shown 9th on the grid here in the warm-up session. All right, boys and girls. Hold on to your horses. We're about ready to get it on here at Apple Valley Speedway in the IndyCar Series. High Octane Racing League, race number 7, headed your way.
Attention grid, will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
All right, boys and girls, here we go. We'll take a look at the starting order here. So he always wants to start on the 5th one for some reason. Here we go. Ricardo Almeida starts in P1 of that 22 car. Stephen Miller starts in P2. Georgi Arutunyan starts in the 3rd position. Vladislav Zinkov was 4th. Nikolai Gerasimov 5th. Alexander Meshkov 6th. Nikolai Bezrikov 7th. Jack G starts in the 8th position. In 9th is Danilo Coelho. In 10th and 27 is Alexei Salviev. Jair Oliveira starts in the 11th position, and Dennis Vandeven starts in 12th. $100 laps here tonight in California. So going to be some good side-by-side racing here in the IndyCar series here at Apple Valley. So again, a flat track, 2-miler, wide track, a lot of room to race, but a little bumpy in the turns. So definitely adds to the flavor there, so to speak. Ricardo Almeida, our pole sitter. Givaldo joining us here. Preston Hassel says, let's go, guys. And I want to say thanks so much to Preston for his work in adminning this race, giving up some of his free time here to help High Octane Racing League out. He's one of our admins here at HORL. Stephen Miller going to start on the outside line in 2nd position. Georgi Arutunyan starts in 3rd. Don't forget about Vladislav Zinkov. First race out here starting in the 4th position. All right, pace car is off. Here we go. Ready to get after it, so be careful here. Do not want to spin those tires and get caught coming around. Here we go. On to green. As Ricardo Almeida leading the field as they come around the turn. Almeida there has some company. Arutunyan, he is fast here as in his first race out. He goes by Phaser Man on Discord, if I'm not mistaken. Get out of the back of Ricardo Almeida's car. That Menard sponsor machine running in P1. Again, bumpy track here through the turns. Nikolai Bezrikov running in the 3rd position. Tell you what, man, Georgi up there, Georgi Arutunyan is all over the back of Ricardo Almeida. See those different lines, very, very wide track, a lot of room to race here. Vladislav Zinkov shown in the 4th position. Givaldo in here rooting for JJ and Danilo. Tony Reiner said he was out. Something out there on his new bike or something. I don't know what he said. Nikolai Gerasimov, Stephen Miller, Alexander Meshkov there, all packed together. Meshkov looking on that outside line as Stephen Miller is going to get by, so Meshkov makes that pass on Stephen Miller. So Stephen down on the inside line. So it looks like that outside line might be the preferred place here right now. They're dropping down to the low line, but then getting it up to the high line. Now Meshkov and Gerasimov here racing for position. Good side-by-side racing there down the backstretch. Man, Meshkov there trying that low line. He ran out of room. He was trying that pass and wasn't able to pull it off. Little side-by-side racing here. Oh, might have been a little wheel touch right there beside Vladislav Zinkov and Georgi Arutunyan. On board here with Zinkov as he runs into 3rd position, and he about got together with Arutunyan. Those guys got pretty close. Stephen Miller here now, working on Meshkov, trying to repay that favor and get him back. So Stephen down on the low side and doesn't have a lot of drafting help right now, and that's what's going to matter. You're going to need some drafting help. Looking ahead at those guys. Georgi Arutunian now falling back here to the 4th position. So Vladislav got by. We'll take a look at that pass a little bit earlier here as he got by Georgi Arutunian. Nikolai Bezrikov had already made that pass, so Arutunian up high, and Bezrikov and Zinkov there working together. Now they're starting to race a little bit side by side, so good racing there as they got around Arutunian. And oh man, that's where they got together. Almost come around, but hard racing here early on. Alexander Meshkov, Stephen Miller still battling it out. Meshkov up on the high line. Stephen Miller down on that low line, down the backstretch. Meshkov's going to pull off that pass, looking out of the back of Meshkov's car at Stephen Miller. Stephen just being a little patient now, running in the 7th position. Meshkov is in 6th. He's trying to get around his buddy. And that would be Nikolai Gerasimov just ahead. So those guys racing for position. These guys do a lot of racing together, man. And a lot of these guys coming over from Russia and doing some racing. I was looking at Alexander Meshkov's stream a little while ago, and these guys were out there running Indy just before coming here. And these guys dig these Indy cars. Get back up here. They're a race leader here. Ricardo Almeida. He's got a 2.5 second lead over the field. Zinkov shown in the 2nd position. Nikolai Bezrikov is in 3rd. So this has sort of been the story of the season as Ricardo Almeida gets out to this huge race lead, and these guys kind of have to fend for themselves, trying to fight off the rest of the pack. And Ricardo, if he doesn't get caught up in lap traffic and get taken out, has usually got a pretty good deal. I think of that one race that he did not finish in first. He had some damage he was dealing with. Go back, look here at Jack G running in the 8th position, starting to put a little pressure here on Stephen Miller. So looking out of the front of Jack G's machine. Running in that 8th spot as Stephen Miller runs in 7th. So good tight pack right here. And we got Dennis Vandeven just behind, running in the 9th position. Dennis Vandeven in that black machine. Started looking on the low line there, so they're 3 wide coming in here down the backstretch into the turn, and Dennis Vandeven going to get both of them. He slides up the track, though. Jack G down to the bottom line is going to get him back, and we got a spin. We got a spin here. We saw that happening. So looked like it might have been Meshkov that came around, but I don't see any wings or anything off that car, so he might be okay. But those guys were 3 wide coming off the turn. So Alexander Meshkov there coming around and brings out our first caution here on lap 13. So the racing was Alexander Meshkov, Jack G, and Dennis Vandeven all racing together. And you see Meshkov's up the track here. So Jack G doing that crossover move and getting by Vandeven. And then it looks like that maybe Meshkov might have just gotten up into the wall right there. And, didn't break that back wing off. That's good news for him, but nonetheless, so he was just trying to, kind of preserve that car. We'll go on board here with him. And you see he just runs out of room. He's up there in the marbles, not where the rubber's laid down on the track. A little slick up there, and he makes some contact with the wall. Let's go on board here with JJ as he gets by, and Meshkov there getting that car straightened back up. So yeah, that racing right there, you see Jack G doing this crossover move on Dennis Vandeven. And then Meshkoff just trying to avoid that, I think, and he just gets out of the groove up there in the marbles and then spins that car. All right, well, I suggest you these guys are going to come down pit lane this time by, and Ricardo Almeida is the race leader. Nikolai Bezrikov is second, so no, they do not come down pit lane, so they're staying out there. Pits might be open. I haven't heard the word yet, so maybe going to be open this time by. We'll see. Georgi Arutyunyan is in third. Vladislav Zenkov shown in the fourth position. Nikolai Gerasimov shown in fifth. Givaldo Linares says, hey, man, what do I got to do to get in this race? Well, hopefully you're on our Discord channel. You can nod yes or no on that. Going to join us on Discord. Give you the address right there. There's the address on Discord. So you want to look us up, and we'll get you hooked up, man, with the mod. And that's pretty much all you need, to be honest with you. We'll get you the TeamSpeak address and all the passwords to be able to get into the server, get into TeamSpeak, and get out here and race in these Indy cars. Always good to see you in the chat session too. So first caution flag here in the IndyCar series. As Ricardo Almeida going to come down pit lane. I would think he's going to come down pit lane. I might be wrong about that.
Pit road will be open this time.
So it does look like pit road is going to be open this time, Pi. So it looks like some of these drivers have elected to stay out here. So our leaders staying out. We do have some guys on pit lane. Pretty busy pit lane, it looks like. As most of these guys staying out on the track, but do have 4 or 5 guys coming down pit lane. Meshkoff has had a pretty, or actually it looked like, yeah, that was Meshkoff that had a pretty entry into his pit stall, I believe. And again, I'd like to thank you for coming in to join me here on TurnLeftTV. If you'd like to get a hold of me personally, you can get a hold of me by following one of those addresses there on Discord. And if you'd like to follow me on TurnLeftTV, you can follow me on Twitter. We got that, Twitter. This is the only Twitter account that's not a cesspool of hate over there. That's at TurnLeftTV. And then we got TurnLeftTV1 on Facebook. And then, of course, there's the Discord address. Thank you so much for coming in. Peace to everybody out there. Hope everybody's behaving themselves and being safe, being kind to one another, and enjoying some sim racing right now. My release for some stress. You have to admit, sometimes it's a little stressful, but we have a lot of fun with it. So it looks like Ricardo Almeida. This single file restarts here. So Ricardo Almeida starts in P1. Nikolai Bezrikov's P2. Georgi Arutyunyan starts in the third position. Vladislav Zenkov 4th. Dennis Vandeven will start in the 5th position. A pace car, what's it up there? It's up there scraping the wall, it looks like. So Dennis Vandeven has that car up into the 5th position. Good run for him, really. And that started late. I mean, of course, some of those guys come down pit lane here, but nonetheless, Dennis Vandeven with the TurnLeftTV logo. How about that, huh? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there. A little TurnLeftTV action of Dennis Vandeven's machine. Stephen Miller said he put a TurnLeftTV logo on his machine. And he's Speed Details sponsor machine. He said, hey, I want to get my sponsors in here. And there's the TurnLeftTV logo right there, I believe. There we go. And the Speed Details, he does a great job at modeling, man. I think he does some custom stuff. I mean, really all his stuff I think he does is custom. He said that that he would maybe even do something for somebody, maybe one of their sim racing paint schemes. So definitely give Speed Details a look. Talk to Stephen Miller if you're interested in getting some stuff done there. Maybe a trophy for your league or something. You know, somebody wins the league and you got some sort of a trophy there that you're able to present your sim racers. Stephen Miller will do a custom job for you.
It'll be 1 to go this time by.
Jair Oliveira here coming down pit lane. So JJ looks like he's coming down pit lane here. Maybe a late race pit stop for him, or a late caution pit stop. So he's on pit lane taking some service. Getting, maybe topping off with fuel there, maybe getting a couple fresh tires on that thing. So getting a 1 to go here this time by, and I guess it must have been 4 caution flag laps, I believe. Ricardo Almeida is our race leader. Bezrikov second. First caution flag, and we got a long way to go here. Been pretty good racing there. Gilberto in here as well, doing a little clapping in the chat session. So thanks so much for joining us, Gilberto. Maybe rooting a brother or a friend. No, wait a minute, a cousin maybe? With Danilo in here running in the 9th position. I don't know. Looks like the lights are out on the pace car this time. We were kind of unsure. Last night we had the lights still on the pace car and it pitted. Ricardo Almeida going to lead the field here to take this green flag.
Green flag, go, go.
All right, back to green. Single file. Do not want to pass before the start-finish line or you'll get a penalty here in the IndyCar series. Looks like Gerasimov does get a penalty. So Gerasimov has gotten a penalty. He might have passed there before the start-finish line. And he is going to have a penalty. That is a tough break for Nikolai Gerasimov. Bezrikov has made that pass on Ricardo Almeida, so very interesting. Take a look at that pass there as we got a battle. As oh man, there was a tight race there as Bezrikov gets by. And now we got a new race leader. Now Ricardo Almeida having that battle with Bezrikov. So those guys, good battle here. This is a battle between Stephen Miller and Alexei Salviev. Stephen Miller pulling off that pass, and I'll tell you what, man, this battle here, Bezrikov and Almeida, is not going away. Oh, man, they get into each other again. Bezrikov down on the inside line, Almeida up on the outside line. Almeida does not like it being in second. He's putting some pressure here down the front stretch into turn one. Look at that, man. Some great racing here for the race lead. Bezrikov, Almeida through turn one, out of turn two on the backstretch. Good drag race down the backstretch there. Bezrikov and Almeida. Almeida clears Bezrikov and ends up holding on to that spot. Man, I have no idea how those guys kept that thing going straight. They got into one another. And now Bezrikov running in the second position. My heavens, that was some great racing. I don't know what happened with Bezrikov here. This is Nikolai Gerasimov, and I think on the start he might have passed. Looks like he passed on the outside and then ends up getting a black flag. So the guys did not get off to a very good start, but nonetheless, you can't pass him, and he's gotten a black flag, and that's what caused him. I think he just got disgusted, it looked like, and retired his machine. Stephen Miller and Vladislav Zenkov racing for position. Stephen Miller takes over that spot. Dennis Vandeven, Jair Leveda and Alexei Salviev racing for position. Jair going down to the bottom side. Salviev in that Napa sponsored machine now falls back to the 9th position. Vladislav Zenkov, Stephen Miller, and Dennis Vandeven all racing for position. Three-way battle right there. Oh, boy, they almost get into one another. As Zenkov pulls off that pass, Dennis Vandeven falls back to the 6th position. These guys are racing like it's the last lap right now. Almeida there now pulling away after having to battle Nikolai Bezrikov. About this run here by Georgi Aratunian, running in the 3rd position. He's got Stephen Miller breathing down his neck right now. Stephen Miller working that inside line, and Aratunian working on high line here. High entry into the turn and trying to get a good run, and looks like Stephen Miller touched the apron, drips off the track. Stephen Miller scrubbing off some speed now, and he has got Vladislav Zenkov on the outside line. Good battle here between the two of those guys. Stephen Miller on the inside, and good company. That Speed Detail sponsor machine. Zenkov on the outside line is going to pull off this pass here. Coming into the turn, though, Stephen Miller going to try to get back by. Oh, and he gets into the back of him. Gets into the back of him, and it gets into the wall. Oh, my heaven. It looked like Stephen Miller might have closed in on the back and got into the back of Zenkov, and that is not going to make Zenkov very happy. That is for sure. Oh, no. We'll go back here and look at this sequence here. This is Zenkov's up on the outside line. Stephen Miller down on the bottom line. Zenkov has a good run on this outside line and is going to clear Stephen Miller here. Zenkov closes in on that line. Stephen Miller sideways as well, down on the apron, and gets up into the back of Zenkov and slams him into the wall. My heavens, man. Here, we'll go back here. We'll go on board here with Stephen Miller, and it's hard to get out of the gas right there when you got somebody sort of climbing down, but did not get out of the throttle, and he got into the back of Zenkov. Zenkov comes around. This is on board here with Zenkov, and he is going to get, from his perspective, he just got hit from his perspective. There might be some conversation about that later. Dennis Vandeven, Stephen Miller now battling for position. Dennis Vandeven up on the outside line in this 84 car. Stephen Miller now back to 6th as Dennis Vandeven takes over the 5th position. Zinkoff is hot under the collar right now. He's back there running in the 8th position. Not a lot of contact for him, but nonetheless, definitely took him out a little bit. And again, we'll kind of look at this sequence again, and this is on board here with Stephen Miller as Zinkoff closing in down into that groove, and Stephen Miller just says, hey, I'm not going to give you that spot. It gives him a little bit of a shove, and I don't think he meant to wreck him, but meant to try to hold on to that spot, and hopefully Stephen was going to back off, and that did not, Stephen was going to back off, but that did not happen. So this is that pass there by Dennis Vandeven to take over that spot, getting around Stephen Miller. Vladislav Zinkoff and Jair Oliveira now battling for position. Jair Oliveira on the outside line. Zinkoff moving down to take over 7th as Jair Oliveira now back to 8th. Stephen Miller here now trying to get around Meshkov. Meshkov on the outside line. Stephen Miller down on this inside line trying to get by. Now up to the 5th position is Stephen Miller. They're closing in on Dennis Vandeven. So a little bump and run here in the IndyCars. Very interesting. So we'll take a look at the Ricardo Almeida as he is away from the chaos, running in the lead with about a 4-second lead over Nikolai Bezrukov. Meshkov here gave up that position to Stephen Miller, but now trying to get it back, and he's up on the outside line, and it looks like he's going to take that position back. Stephen Miller drops back as Bezrukov pulls that pass off and now reclaims the 5th position. These guys getting after it here, like it's the last lap. So some very, very competitive racing here early on, and no friends being made right now on the track, that's for sure. Take a look at Danilo Coelho running in the 10th position. He is hoping to get some changes, make some changes on that car and get that car back up there, but having a top 10 run right now is Danilo Coelho. Alexei Salviev running in the 9th position, this Napa sponsor machine number 27 car. Here on lap 36. We're approaching halfway. And Ricardo Almeida is our race leader. We'll take a look at P2. This is Nikolai Bezrukov. Georgi Arutunyan is running in 3rd, just behind him. Pretty tight battle here between the two of those guys. Take a look at Georgi here, and he's got a little bit of a run here. I think that right now, with the first race out, he's just saying, hey, I'm going to be a little comfortable, not do anything crazy, and just get a good finish here. So he sent me a message today on Discord, wanted to know how to get in this deal, if he was eligible to race. I said, let's get after it, man. Get out here on the track and join us. So goes by Phaser Man on Discord. Said I couldn't pronounce his last name, so he didn't want to use his last name. I said, give it a try. So I think I'm doing a pretty good job. Georgi Arutunyan. Stephen Miller and Alexander Meshkov just keep battling here down the front stretch. Stephen Miller got a run now down to the bottom line, entering turn 1. Stephen Miller's going to pull off that pass. Meshkov tucks in and now going to look to try to make another run at Stephen Miller. Those guys keep just swapping positions back. Jair Oliveira here looking to make a pass on Vladislav Zinkoff. JJ there makes that pass. Vladivlav going to do oh man, JJ might have gotten up into the wall. He's going to give that spot back. So Vladislav Zenkov ends up passing him back here. We'll take a look at this crossover move. JJ going down to the bottom line and going to get by Vladislav, but Vladislav says, hey man, I'm just going to go back down to the bottom line and cross you over. Oh, JJ makes contact with the wall through the turn, off turn 4, and Vladislav now reclaims the 7th position. It's JJ now back to 8th. So some good racing going on the track here. Take a look at Nikolai Bezhrikov running in P2. These guys just continue to kind of fall back a little bit at a time, 5 seconds back to Ricardo Almeida. And can't say enough about the job that Ricardo Almeida does when he comes out. I mean, he is not a guy that's going to race you dirty, but this guy comes prepared for this race. I mean, he has got the calculator working in the head. He's got the setup, and just gets the car up front, gets away from the field, and doesn't have to deal with a lot of that side-by-side battling and some of the risk of damaging a race car. And right now, looking pretty solid here is Ricardo Almeida. Georgi Arutunian running in the 3rd position in that 59 car. Again, good tight battle here between Georgi and Nikolai. Here on lap 42 as we approach halfway. Dennis Vanderbilt opened up a little bit of a lead here on Stephen Miller. He's running in the 4th position, having a good battle, or having a good night here. At 84. So kind of out there by himself, but he is closing in on that car ahead here. We'll see if we can't do an extended battle, hopefully. This thing never seemed to work there. That's see Dennis Vanderbilt battle for the 2nd position. Bezhrikov is our 2nd place driver. Arutunian in 3rd, 0.3 of a second back, almost 0.4, and then Dennis Vanderbilt about 1.1 behind 2nd place. Stephen Miller there closing in just a little bit. Take a look at that battle there with Dennis Vanderbilt and then trying to close in on Georgi Arutunian. He is just a little over a second back, so we'll kind of see how that time changes as that run moves on. So Ricardo Almeida here, pretty comfortable lead, 5.8 seconds and a little bit at a time, just keeps extending that lead. And Givaldo Linares says that Almeida is in turbo mode. A little bit about Ricardo Almeida. He lives up in Canada, and he is of Brazilian descent. So Givaldo's probably got a little bit of, might be cheering for him a little bit. One of the Patriots. So JJ out here as well, one of our, and then Jack G, who has retired his machine. All those guys. Oh, Danilo as well. All those guys from Brazil. A lot of great Brazilian drivers here joining us at HORL, and I got a great group of Brazilian friends, drivers. I was telling my students the other day, I do some teaching, and I was just telling them how cool it is that I know all these people from around the world, and it's all because of sim racing. Just pretty crazy. But Ricardo having a pretty good night here, and yes, he is in turbo mode. Jack G said he lost his connection, and that is a tough break for Jack G. See if we got that adjusted there a little bit. There we go. That way we don't have still got that up there, funkiness up at the top. We can kind of fix that a little bit. There we go. So Nikolai Bezrikov at 6.3 seconds back, and he's got about a 0.5 of a second lead on Georgi Aratunian. Dennis Vandeven running in the 4th position. Stephen Miller in 5th. And we'll take a look here as they come off turn 4. Crossing the start-finish line is our race leader, and kind of get an idea of where these guys are on the track. There goes our race leader. P2, P3, P4, P5 right there. P6, 7, and 8. Good tight battle there. JJ in P8. Looks like Alexei Salviev has come down pit lane. So Salviev making a pit stop here. 50 laps to go. We are halfway. There's Salviev on pit lane, taking some service. Take it to mid-race results. Kind of get an idea where everybody's at here mid-race. Ricardo Almeida, our race leader. Bezrikov in 2nd. Aratunian in 3rd. Dennis Vandeven in the 4th position. Stephen Miller running in 5th. Vladislav Zenkov. Alexander Meshkov is 6th. Vladislav Zenkov in the 7th position. Jair Oliveira 8th. Danilo Coelho 9th. And Alexei Salviev running in the 10th position. Take a look at Salviev here in that Napa sponsor machine running in P10. He has made a pit stop now, shown 2 laps down, but a little bit of an early pit for him. That Napa sponsor machine. Now, I don't know what he took as far as tires are concerned, but definitely wants to see these pits cycle back around and maybe gain a few spots. So, taking a hit here in running 2 laps down. Dennis Vandeven indicating he's coming down pit lane here, so coming off the track, pitting off turn 4. And Dennis Vandeven getting that car slowed down to 60 miles an hour, making a pit stop here on lap 54. Ricardo Almeida there rolling up on some lap traffic. Danilo Coelho now in P9, 1 lap down. Take a look at our side-by-side view here as Dennis Vandeven on pit lane, finishing up his pit stop. Coming back out on track. So very good communication out of... oh, no, man, he might have got that car a little bit loose there, trying to get too much speed on it. He's exiting pit now, but a little bit too much speed there on the flat, and that car can come around pretty easily. Got to be very, very careful, very patient as he comes around, reaches that front part of the track, and or that straight part of the track there on the backstretch, and rejoins. But he did a great job of hanging on to that thing. My heavens, man. Georgi Aratunian coming down pit lane. Vladislav Zenkov on pit lane as well. So some pit stops underway. And like I said, with Alexei Salviev, he wants to see that pits cycle back around. And our leader is on pit lane. Stephen Miller going to get that lap led. As Ricardo Almeida on pit lane now. So Stephen Miller still out there on the track now in P1. As our race leader making a pit stop here, Ricardo Almeida. He's got that front pit stall there, taking service, coming back out on track. And again, got to be careful here coming around on this flat part of the track. Do not want to spin this car around. Very easy to do, very easy to get impatient, get a little bit too much speed coming around the flat part of the track here, and then rejoining on that front stretch or on that back stretch there as it straightens back out. So Stephen Miller getting some laps led in here on lap 59. So some different pit strategies that are happening out of these guys. Steven, what he wants to see is he wants to see caution flag. He wants to see a caution flag and get Ricardo Almeida trapped a lap down. What he wants to see, so he's running those extra laps there, just hoping that there may be a caution flag. Not a bad strategy. Alexander Meshkov running in P2 in that number 5 car. See all the rubber buildup on the track, just makes that track a little bit more slick. Jair Oliveira running in P3 in the 30 car. Just behind him is Ricardo Almeida in that yellow machine, number 22 car. Ricardo, you see him dipping down to that low line there through the front stretch. Danilo Coelho running in the 4th position. Kind of the tail end of the lead lap. Lap time somewhere on the order of about, probably now with the boogered up tires a little bit, you're going to look at somewhere on the order of about 32, 33 seconds or so. So Danilo on the tail end of that lap, and then Ricardo Almeida, the first car, 1 lap down. So again, I think what Stephen Miller's trying to do, and Alexander Meshkov's out there trying to hold out, and hopefully Stephen pits before him so he gets that lap let in as well. Every point counts. So this guy's get a point for leading the lap. And Stephen Miller has definitely got that point in the book, but he wants to try to keep Ricardo Almeida a lap down. I mean, that's personally what I would be going through my mind. I mean, you got somebody who's so dominant. And you got a really, really solid competitor here out of Ricardo Almeida is in P5, getting around Jair Oliveira. This guy had a 6-second lead on the field when he decided to make a pit stop, so every little bit helps. You have somebody's bad luck. You don't really wish bad luck on somebody necessarily, but you want to take advantage of and play your hand, and I think that's what Stephen Miller, maybe even Alexander Meshkov are doing right now, stretching out that fuel, stretching out that run, and seeing if they can't get a little bit of a golden goose egg. Take a look at Nikolai Bezrikov here running in the 6th position. Stephen Miller indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane this time by. So Stephen Miller indicating a pit stop's coming up and here near in his future. And that's what we see is Stephen Miller peeling off the track to come down pit lane as we're watching Nikolai Bezrikov. That's going to give the race lead to Alexander Meshkov. Now our new race leader, Jair Oliveira, is P2. Stephen Miller, our 3rd place car, on pit lane. So a little strategy playing out right now as we take a look at Alexander Meshkov, our race leader. Ricardo Almeida just behind him. If you're running out of time, if you're hoping for a caution flag to come out and trap him a lap down, now he's going to make that pass. So Ricardo Almeida goes down to the bottom side here and unlaps himself. Now he's going to hope for pit stops cycling back around. We'll take a look at Ricardo Almeida in 4th on the tail end of the lead lap. Now those guys have got to be thinking about, hey, now if I do have to make a pit stop, You know, am I going to have enough time to really take advantage of fresh tires? Because right now I'm giving up time. Alexander Meshkov, P1, but right now he's giving up time to Ricardo Almeida, who's in P4. Jair Oliveira here in second in the 30 car. And I think I saw him just smack the wall a little bit. As it looks like Meshkov might have peeled off the track to come down pit lane, I believe. It does look to be that way. So Alexander Meshkov giving up the race lead. Coming down pit lane here on lap 68. And that gives the race lead to Jair Oliveira. I want to get those laps led. Now he's hoping for a caution flag. Get 4 guys on the lead lap, not including, including Alexander Meshkov, who's on pit lane right now. Jair Oliveira indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane here. Coelho is also pitting this time by. We got a yellow flag here. Tire on the track. Tire on the track here. We got a yellow flag as those guys were coming down pit lane. Are going to come down pit lane. Oh no! So we got pit stops underway, and we got a yellow flag. Coelho here is missing that tire, missing the whole side of his car, so some big time damage from Danilo Coelho. And we'll see what happened here. Ricardo Almeida might have gotten caught up in that. So Almeida behind Coelho. Coelho indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane. He did say he was going to pit, but man, he comes across the track right there and gets into the 22 and then hard into the wall. The 22 damage. So, oh no, and that's the risk right there. Pitting a little bit early, you get yourself sort of trapped there. He's not trapped a lap down, but he got behind some of those slower cars, and we're going to go on board here as Coelho gets into the wall, and then that is a hard lick for him. It looks like Almeida has gotten down to the bottom side, and then Coelho comes over and gets into the 22. Now, Coelho did indicate that he was going to come down pit lane. But in that case, hard to argue here what's going on as Coelho coming down. So he's trying to get down to the inside. I probably would have been down on the inside a little bit earlier, but he gets into the wall. And that is a hard lick for Danilo Coelho. I'm looking for the tire. Where's the tire at? There's the tire. So hopefully nobody hits that tire. It's in the middle of the track. That was a hard lick. See that tire there bouncing across the track, and those guys do a great job of avoiding that. Take a look at Bezrikov as he does a great job of getting around that tire. My heavens, man. Oh, man, I tell you what, that was a great move by Bezrikov. So Coelho there in big trouble with that car. I think he might have even missed pit lane. I'm not sure, but he is missing the whole front of that machine. Now the question is, what happens with Ricardo Almeida? He's running in the 7th position, but he's got some damage that he's going to have to get repaired for that machine. Coelho has definitely got some damage on his car. Take a look at that car. That thing is beat up. Missing the whole right front suspension on that machine.
Pit road will be open this time. Release that car.
Well, I'm not even sure how he's able to drive that car, but nonetheless, second caution flag of the night here on laps. Now we're on lap 71, so Almeida and Coelho get together. Jair Oliveira on pit lane, taking some, coming down here to take some service. Looks like Bezrikov staying out. Maybe you're going to get some laps led here, Nikolai and Bezrikov, but we got, of course, Ricardo Almeida on pit lane to take some service. He may not have had a ton of damage. He did back the thing, turn that thing around and get it into the wall, but Coelho is definitely missing some tires there. I'm not sure how that car even drives, but very interesting. There might be a little bit of communication going on with Almeida and Coelho. See Almeida looking out of the back of Coelho's machine at Ricardo Almeida.
Road will be open this time.
Coelho having some trouble there with that car, looks like, and the car might be might need to get a tow truck for that machine. So he might be out of fuel because he did not pit, and that car might be out of gas. I don't hear it running. So it does look like he is stuck there in that. He finally does retire his machine, but he pulled it down in the grass there and got out. And probably going to make his way over to the infield care center. Jair Oliveira is the race leader here. Nikolai Bezrikov is in second. So we've got some guys, I think, that are on the tail end of the lead lap that are up front here. And that is going to be Vladislav. And I think a lot of these guys, too. JJ actually has a lap on most of these guys. These guys are on the tail end of the lead lap. So you're looking at about 5 drivers here, I believe, on the tail end of the lead lap. All the way up here to Bezrikov. These guys, I think, will probably get to drive around here. We'll take a look and see how this ends up playing out. So Bezrikov shown in second, but he's actually kind of the tail end of the lead lap to Jair Oliveira, who is the 5th car or 6th car in line, I believe. Yeah, the 6th car in line, and he is our race leader. So we'll see how it goes here. These guys will probably get a instructions here to be able to drive around and catch up to the field. And no, it doesn't look like that's going to take place. So these guys are going to start kind of at tail end of the lead lap. So looking at five drivers here, tail end of the lead lap. Jair Oliveira in the 17 car is the leader, and he's going to start, in the 30 car. He's going to start in first, the 6th car back in line. So this is going to be a little interesting to see how this plays out. Almeida is now a lap down, trapped a lap down, because, again, JJ was going to pit. Did not make a pit stop, I don't believe, or he did under yellow, but he did not do it under green, so he stayed out, and then disaster ensued. So Almeida now shown back in the 9th position. He is 1 lap down. So Bezrikov is going to be the front car in this train. And again, 5 drivers on the tail end of the lead lap. Here on lap 74.
Green flag, go,
all right, back to green, and these guys want to hold on to those positions now. Jair Oliveira has every incentive to try to get around these guys. And these guys want to see a quick caution flag. Oliveira does not want to see a caution flag. Is Stephen Miller getting by? So now we got a lot of these drivers on the... oh, man, these guys getting after it right now. Stephen Miller there throwing a little bit of the block on Jair Oliveira. Meshkov coming down pit lane. And I don't know whether he got caught passing another car, but he is coming down pit lane now. So these guys want to see a caution flag. The guys up front want to see that caution flag. So Almeida now back on the tail end of the lead lap. He's running in the 5th position. Good battle right here. Stephen Miller and Jair Oliveira. Now Jair on the outside line. He is the race leader. Stephen Miller shown in 7th. These guys running up here as... Meshkov coming back out on track, so it looks like he had to do a drive-through. Georgi Arutunian is in 2nd. Nikolai Bezrikov running in the 3rd position. Good battle right there. So Jair Oliveira, the race leader, and he is about 6th, 7th in line right now. Georgi Arutunian is in the 2nd position. He is the lead car here on this line, and the first car on the lead lap. I should say the 2nd car on the lead lap. These guys want to see that caution flag. They want to get it come around. They got to... no. Nikolai Bezrikov here having a little battle here. This is for the 2nd position. Bezrikov over on the outside line. Arutunian down on the inside line. Bezrikov looking out of the front of his machine. He wants to get by Georgi Arutunian, but more importantly, they want to see a caution flag come out here. Good battle here between the two of these guys. And I would imagine there's probably going to be another caution flag come out here. We'll take a look here. This is 4th position. Stephen Miller diving down to the inside line here, trying to get around Dennis Van de Ven. Stephen Miller makes that pass. Dennis Van de Ven now back to the 7th position. Stephen Miller up to 6th, but that battle is not over. Stephen Miller down on the inside line, and Dennis Van de Ven up on the outside line. Good battle between the two of those guys. Bezrikov on the inside line here, trying to get around Georgi Abertunian. Bezrikov has that inside line. Looks like he's going to make that pass. These guys have been swapping positions around. Ricardo Almeida in this mix too. He says, I have got to get this race back. I had this bad boy. Now those guys racing it out, and Ricardo Almeida getting that damage fixed. Not a lot of damage for his car, but he has now got that car pretty racy again. And he's in this mix too. He's running in the third position. Look at that. 3 wide. We got a yellow flag here. Yellow flag, and we'll have to see what happened. So it looks like we've got Bezrikov's come around here, and I'm not sure what happened. So Bezrikov off the pace. Yellow flag, and that's the yellow flag these guys needed. So Jair Oliveira up on the outside line, and these guys are going to be able to come back around. So I don't know why Jair Oliveira really slow here on the track. He's waiting on the pace car. We'll see what happened here. Bezrikov and might have been Gerasimov there getting together. Bezrikov coming across the track. That might have been Zenkov. Yeah, Zenkov there gets off up into Bezrikov and spins him. Holds on to the car, but wow, man, that was a wild ride there. As Vladislav, take a look at this. He gets up into, and I don't know, man, it's a hard call to make there, but those guys, again, making some more contact. You see, he had a load of steam, and I think he just gets into the back of Nikolai Bezrikov, and there's a little bit more contact, a little extracurricular activity. That was a, we'll take a look here. We'll go on board, and this is on board with Bezrikov as he gets tapped. Again, we'll take a look at this again. Another perspective there, but you know, that perspective's a little bit different. It does look like maybe Bezrikov might have came around on Vladislav Zenkov. And then those guys getting together again right there. As the dog is barking. So that one was a tough one, man. We'll take a look here, and it does look like when you look at that, that maybe Bezrikov might have came around, and man, that was a tough deal. And then they kind of get back together right here. Some more contact coming off the turn, and then that's going to spell bad news for Bezrikov. He's going to come around as Zenkov continues on. So a caution flag, and that is the caution flag that I tell you what, Ricardo Almeida, Georgi Abertunian, Vladislav Zenkov, Stephen Miller, Dennis Vandeven, all those guys needed that caution flag to get back on the lead lap here. Salviev as well on the lead lap.
Pit road will be open this time for lead lap cars.
Jair Oliveira, the race leader, and man, I'll tell you what, that was Ricardo Almeida definitely wanted to see that caution flag. Got a little spring in his step now. Jair Oliveira, the race leader. Ricardo Almeida in second. Vladislav Zenkov in third, Stephen Miller fourth. Get some guys coming down pit lane here. It looks like Georgi Abertunian coming down pit lane. Alexei Salviev on pit lane as well. We'll take a look at Salviev. We haven't talked too much about him later on the back half of this race, but right now running in the 7th position. So we've had 3 caution flags here, and that one, I think tempers were flaring there a little bit, I think, from that previous caution flag. And, some guys probably up on the edge of their seat, up on the wheel, really trying to drive the wheels off these things to try to keep it on the lead lap and to just sort of pray for a caution flag. Well, they got the caution flag that they wanted. Now they're back on the lead lap here. We have 7 cars on the lead lap. 8th and 9th are 1 lap down. Then we've got 3 cars that have DNF'd. But Jair Oliveira is the race leader. And I would suggest that these guys probably going to be coming down pit lane here. We only got 15 to go. But I would say that I'd want to get some fresh tires on these machines.
Pit road will be open this time.
Especially as hard as these guys were pushing it on that restart. Well, don't forget, coming up on November the 6th, we'll be back in action for race number 1 of the 2020 winter season in the High Octane Racing League Bushwhackers Series. Little Xfinity car action, and this series is absolutely flat out great. The best racing, stock car racing you can get on a Friday night, and that is right here at High Octane Racing League, and it's going to be live on TurnLeftTV. So Atlanta Motor Speedway, and it is going to be a night race. That's right. So winter season race number 1 headed your way from hot Atlanta. Well, we did get one guy here coming down pit lane, and that is Salviev. He's going to make another pit stop here, maybe get some fresh tires or to get set up, maybe start in the back and avoid a little bit of the chaos. Salviev on the lead lap, so he's that last car on the lead lap running in the 7th position. Well, don't forget, next week we'll be at Pocono, the Tricky Triangle, for race number 8 here in the IndyCar series, and that one is a huge question mark, in my opinion. Now, I think Gateway turned out to be a pretty good race here, but Pocono, with these guys, I think that, it almost drives like a road course. It is a Tricky Triangle, the Roval, whatever you want to call it. I don't think it's actually called the Roval anymore, but anyway, we're going to call that the Tricky Triangle. None of those turns the same. And that's headed your way next week here in High Octane Racing League, and it'll be live right on TurnLeftTV. Take a look at Alexander Meshkov here running in the 9th position. He is 1 lap down. He and Nikolai Bezrikov. We're getting a 1 to go. Time to get back up on the wheel. Jair Oliveira is the race leader. Ricardo Almeida is 2nd. Now, I would tell you that our 2nd car in line, however, is Nikolai Bezrikov, and he is running actually on the grid in the 8th position. But he is the 2nd car in line. He wants to get back on the lead lap. JJ up there in that outside line there, just trying to maybe play some head games with these guys. So Jair Oliveira's got 1 win this season here in the IndyCars. Can he make it 2? Ricardo Almeida in P2. Vladislav Zenkov in P3. Now, Vladislav has given a little bit of a challenge to Ricardo Almeida, at least early in the run. Also, Georgi Arutyunian as well. Don't forget about Stephen Miller running in the 4th position. Dennis Van de Ven running in 5th. Now, the trick here is be very careful on the restart. You do not want to spin these tires. You do not want to try to or pass before the start-finish line. As we're in the one to go, the pace car is in, and Jair Oliveira will lead the field to take the green flag here. And now I would say to you that Bezrikov has some incentive to try to get by the race leader. Now Almeida here on the outside line, he's wanting to get by. He wants to challenge for that race lead. Second car in line is one lap down. Almeida on board here with him as he looks ahead. Is he trying to get around that lap car? That lap car wants to get around P1. So Nikolai Bezrikov wants to get by P1. Ricardo Almeida now on the bottom side here. He has a run, and he is going to try to get around Jair Oliveira. Good side-by-side battle between the two of those guys. Oh, they touch! Oh, man, I'll tell you, Almeida there pitching down a little bit, and JJ did not back off. JJ there holding on to that spot, but they are drag racing down the stretch, and then Bezrikov says, hey, man, I want to get my lap back. You guys fight it out. I'm going to get ahead of you, get my lap back, and he gets around, and JJ tucks in. Now, JJ is going to try to get back around him. He wants to try to put him and a little car there between he and Ricardo Almeida. Almeida now has another run. It's about get chippy here. These guys getting chippy. They're getting after it. JJ goes up to the high line, and I don't know, he backs off. I'm not sure what happened to JJ, but he goes way up to the high line. I think he's trying to take a breather as Ricardo Almeida now comes back to the race lead. JJ sort of backed off, got way up in the outside. And no, there's contact.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
We got a yellow flag. As it looks like Bezrikov might have come around. There might have been some contact between he and Jair Oliveira. So Ricardo Almeida is the race leader, and there was some contact there along the way. So we'll take a look at see what happened to Nikolai Bezrikov. Bezrikov coming up the track and getting into Jair Oliveira, and then coming around. He's trying to hang on to this thing, and those guys, oh my gosh, what a heck of a move there. Oh, there's a little bit of contact right there. Georgi Altunian, I think he almost got taken out. Go on board here with him, and watch this out of the front of his machine. Oh my heavens, man. See if we can't take a look at that again. Looking out of the front of his car as that unfolds, and he barely gets tapped right there. Interesting turn of events here. Stephen Miller in this as well. He's going to get by. You see those guys zipping by, and then on board here with Bezrikov as he comes around. Stephen Miller down on the inside, and he sees that unfold right there. He slips by, and a little bit of contact there for Georgi Altunian. Well, Almeida, the race leader here, as they take the yellow flag, and very interesting. Now, I would say you're not going to do too many guys coming down pit lane this time by here, but got a little messy there, and I think the intensity level has gone up, and guys are taking some risks here as Ricardo Almeida leads the field.
open this time for lead lap cars.
All right, we're getting the pit lane open here, but I doubt guys are going to come down pit lane. Some of those guys might, but for the most part, I don't think anybody's going to be making a pit stop here now. Almeida there faking like he's going to cut. Nobody's going to fall for that, Ricardo. So Ricardo Almeida not faking anybody out on that one. Vladislav Zenkov in second. Jair Oliveira third. Georgi Altunian in the fourth position. Stephen Miller shown in fifth. Actually, Stephen Miller shown in fourth. Looks like gotten around Altunian. I don't know if he's just playing some head games with him or not. It does look like they're swapping positions there, so he might be playing a little bit of head games there. There's Altunian. Phaser Man. So very interesting race here as of late. We've had a couple cautions here kind of grouped together. And other than that, we had these really long green flag runs. And we had that second caution flag that came out, caught some guys a lap down. And it was basically a guy coming down to say he was going to pit and came across the track there, got into another driver and caused that caution flag. So. And then we've had a couple of caution flags here, guys getting bunched back up. So the intensity level is pretty high right now, and we're going to have a dash to the finish. As Ricardo Almeida, the race leader, Vladislav Zenkov in P2, Jair Oliveira P3, Georgi Altunian is fourth, Dennis Vandeven has that car in the fifth position. We'll take a look at Dennis Vandeven running in fifth. If there's ever any incentive about not wanting to cause your caution flag or get involved in caution flag, it's watch these guys run under caution for 4 laps. Don't forget, coming up on Friday, November the 6th, the new season starts, the winter season. Atlanta Motor Speedway in the Bushwhacker Series. What a great series this has been. We'll start our 3rd season as a standalone league again. And the Xfinity Series is the top stock car league you can find on Friday nights. So great racing, and I think that if you go back and watch the stock cars or Xfinity Series and the broadcast here on TurnLeftTV, you will be, I think you'll agree, when you watch the racing that's happening on a Friday night, man, you can't get any better than what you got going on right here on Friday nights at the High Octane Racing League and broadcast live on TurnLeftTV. It's 18 drivers last night, and it was a great race. Guys, the whole time they were complaining about how bad their car was handling, but when they got finished, they were talking about how fun it was to race that way with just packs of drivers swapping positions and really had to stay up on the wheel and really drive that car. All right, a little bit of a dash to the finish here at California. We call this Apple Valley in game. And Ricardo Almeida has, what do we call that? The golden goose egg or whatever? I don't know what you want to call that, but he's got the horseshoe, whatever the lucky charm is, the rabbit's foot, whatever it is, but he has gotten himself up front after going a lap down. Caution flags have definitely worked out in his favor. And he was the victim of the caution flag. The first caution flag that got him a lap down. Coming up here in a little while, man, we're going to be back at it with a Saturday Night Thunder at Vegas. 110 laps, race number 10 in the Stock Car 2018 mod. Should be a great one. I'll be in the car driving this bad boy. All right, the pace car is in. Here we go. Dash to the finish. Almeida, Zinkoff, Oliveira, Arutyunian. 5 laps to go. Does Zinkoff have anything for Almeida? He is right there, so he is making a run on Ricardo Almeida. Remember, Ricardo's got a little bit of a damaged race car. Zinkoff to the outside line. Good battle here. Down on the inside line is Ricardo Almeida. So a two-way battle here. Jair Oliveira now dropping back to the 4th position as Georgi Arutyunian makes that pass. Take a look at that pass there as Arutyunian there moving down to the lower side and slingshotting around the 30 car. Oh, little contact right there. JJ, little contact with Georgi Arutyunian in the 59. Back up here. JJ recovers and going to try to take a run. Ricardo Almeida, the leader, and Zinkoff trying to hold on to the back end of him as we're winding this race down. And a couple caution flags that kind of muddied things up here, but we've had some great racing. Almeida trying to hold on here for his 6th win of the season. Cross the finish line here, start finish line, 2 laps to go. Great battle here with Arutyunian. JJ in this mix. Looks like Alexander Meshkov's come off pit lane. He's sort of embedded in here, so he's wanting to get around. He's running in the 8th position. He's had a little bit of a tough night. Arutyunian has gotten that 3rd position. Oliveira back to 4th. Dennis Van de Ven in the 5th position. And that is a battle there. The last lap here for Ricardo Almeida. Fighting it out down to the inside to try to break that draft from Zinkoff. Ricardo Almeida coming around turns 3 and 4. Down the front stretch, Ricardo Almeida is going to, boy, I tell you what, he got a little lucky tonight, but was in the right place at the right time, and Ricardo Almeida wins this race. My heavens. So congratulations to Ricardo Almeida. Another big win for him. So congratulations to Ricardo Almeida. Gets a big win here at Apple Valley or California. Another win for the 22 car. So big win there for the 22, and in the right place at the right time. Like I said, a little lady luck shined down on him tonight, that is for sure, as he comes away with the race victory. My heavens. He's burning them down here. He's very happy about getting that race win after that almost disaster for him. So Ricardo Almeida, our race winner. Take a move at race winner logo out of the way. So congratulations to Ricardo Almeida on getting that big race win. We'll take a look at the final standings here tonight. That car is on fire right now in victory lane. Take a look at the final tally here. Ricardo Almeida finishes in P1. Vladislav Zenkov finishes in P2. Georgi Arutunyan finishes in third. Dennis Vandeven has a good run in the fourth position. Alexei Salviev finishes in fifth. Oh, we got to look at that. 2 fifths right there. How's that work? Stephen Miller, maybe they tied in fifth. Jair Oliveira sixth. Look at that, man. They got the standings all jacked. There we go. We got it figured out. There's the official results, I believe. Almeida is first, Zenkov second, Arutunyan third, Dennis Vandeven fourth, Stephen Miller fifth, Jair Oliveira sixth, Alexander Meshkov seventh, Nikolai Bezrikov finishes in the eighth position, Alexei Salviev ninth, Danilo Coelho finishes in the 10th position. Nikolai Gerasimov finishes in 11th, and George G finishes in 12th. See if we get the correct. And see how that's all jacked right there. Ah, boy. Work in progress for that plug-in. Studio 397 plug-in. A little work in progress. All right, we'll see if we can't get Ricardo Almeida up here in the booth with us, have a little discussion. Ricardo having his drink of champagne, but he's taking a little bit long there. I think he might be drinking the whole bottle. All right, Ricardo Almeida, man, I'll tell you what, you got a little bit of a horseshoe, golden horseshoe there headed your way, huh?
Oh man, they make me work today. Unbelievable. I cannot see what I'm looking. Whoa, what's going on?
That was an interesting sequence there. Some guys staying out a little bit longer, and I was sort of playing that up too. You know, I thought, man, this is a kind of a worrisome time for you, being a lap down and kind of in the mix there with some drivers, and it looked like it bit you there, but fortunately, you were able to bounce back.
Actually, it's not there. I was being caught because I passed everybody to be on the lead lap, and because on the first yellow, there's maybe 3 or 4 guys who pitted, so and everybody else stays out. So that's why there's a bunch of cars around lap 50 something. Like in my case, it was 55, and so they got like maybe 10 more laps on their fuel. So I'm just hoping for not have a yellow, but when I passed JJ, he was the leader, so I gained him back my lap. So I hear him, he's speeding. So I say, okay, he's speeding, very good. So take the lead. And there's another guy in front of me, a lap car. He says he's speeding. I say, hey, he's speeding? I'm coming behind like a rocket. I was like 500 miles an hour faster than him on the straight line. And I say, okay, since he says he's speeding and I'm coming so fast, I will pass him, and it will be easier for him to get the pit inside the pit. So he hit me. I don't understand what happened there. So, man, what's going on over there? So I didn't realize GG didn't pit it yet. So I thought that I was on the lead lap. So when the pits are open for lead lap cars, I get in, and now I see my screen says you're not allowed to pit because you're not on the lead lap. So, what? So I lost my lead lap on the accident. So I pitted the lap after, repair for something seconds. And after that, I work hard to gain the lap. And when I see like 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th place in front of me, that's gravy for me. Thank you. No, I just pray for another yellow. It comes. So, yeah, very interesting.
Yeah, with respect to the pitting car, it looked like he definitely had announced that he pitted, but he was going into turn 3 and still maybe about 3/4 of the way up the track. So I could see how you would want to go ahead and take that that line and get around. But I think it's always a good strategy there for the pitting car to sort of get that car over on the inside line and announce that you're pitting so guys have a chance to go around on the outside.
Since I'm coming so fast, I can see me. And I choose a yellow car for that, for people see the car easy, Yeah. Anyway.
Well, hey, congratulations. Another big win for you. And next week, a little bit different track headed your way. We call it the Tricky Triangle at Pocono Raceway. Have you been on that track in IndyCars? And if so, how you feel about it?
Oh, I'm feeling very good for that track. Oh, yeah. I got a good setup, I think, for that track. Well, I have a good setup. For an older IndyCar mud, I got a good setup. For this one, I hope it will be the same, but let's see.
Well, definitely clicking on all cylinders. 6th win of the season out of 7 races, dominating this series, and big race next week at the Tricky Triangle. And then you got to Watkins Glen after that road course. How's the road course package for you, and how do you feel about the boot version of Watkins Glen?
I'm how can I say that? I'm anxious and happy and excited for that race. So I think that race will bring a lot of people. And waiting to see gonna happen on that race.
All right, man. Well, another win. Congratulations to you, and good luck to you next week.
Thank you very much. Thank you for Menards and Penske again.
Yeah, don't you don't have to feel pressured by Preston telling you to thank your sponsors.
Wow, it's okay.
All right, man. Hey, good job, bud.
Thank you.
All right, that is Ricardo Almeida here with walking away with the golden horseshoe. We're going to call it the horseshoe. I said the goose egg, but it's the golden horseshoe. Congratulations to him on another race win, and always a good, lively interview out of Ricardo. So big race coming up next week, the Tricky Triangle. So be interesting to see. A lot of guys really like the Tricky Triangle in these Indy cars, and I would have to say that when I was racing at Sim Racing Mania and did some practicing and testing with them, they really, really like that Pocono track in the IndyCar. So we'll see how it goes next week. Coming at you with 3 races to go at Pocono, Watkins Glen, and finishing out the season at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Well, coming up next week on Friday, we'll be back at it for race number 1 in the winter season at Atlanta Motor Speedway to start it off, and this is going to be a night race. So the High Octane Racing League Bushwhacker season back in action right off the bat. So beginning of the winter season next week at Atlanta. Should be a great race. It'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV. I want to say thank you so much for coming out to the YouTube channel and checking out TurnLeftTV. If you'd like to make a donation, you can click on that donate button up in the banner of the channel right up there. If you'd like to make a donation to TurnLeftTV, easy peasy, right through PayPal. If you'd like to make a donation, I would really appreciate that. And then also, please hit the thumbs up button. Let me know you were here. Share my videos with all your friends. And again, thank you for coming out here tonight on and watching the races on TurnLeftTV. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight here on TurnLeftTV. I'm going to get in the driver's seat and do a few laps here in the stock cars. So thanks so much for joining us. I'm out of here.